Hey.
Hi.
Yeah.
All right, let me make you co-host.
Okay. You switched your location on me. Where's the man climbing up the wall? I haven't seen him
Yeah,
in a
we,
while.
we painted. Hello. Hey. Yes. Uh-huh. It's a Zoom. It's a Zoom. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, bye-bye.
So funny. I heard, oh,
Yeah. All right. I made you co-host, so
okay.
you can go ahead and start letting people in.
Just so you know, Time to Seasway told people 9:40.
And that's fine. We'll
Oh,
wait
okay.
because I wasn't sure. Sometimes it goes long, but today I got cut off.
Okay. All right.
The power went out, and I was on the landline. Anyway,
Oh,
Hi, everyone.
hi. Welcome.
Thank you. Celestine Christie,
Hi,
Richmond,
Anissa.
Virginia.
Hello, Celestine. Hi, Naima.
Hello.
Well, hello. How's everyone doing?
Good, how are
Great.
you?
Good.
Hey, Anissa.
Hey.
Hey, Nah.
Hey, Celestine. How you doing, baby?
I am great.
Good.
I am excellent. How about you?
Doing good. Doing good. Thank you.
Hi,
That's
McKenna.
good. Hi, McKenna.
just now reading my messages.
Yeah, you didn't respond.
Yeah, no, I was, yeah, because I wasn't on this phone. I was on the other phone, which didn't work today. Okay. All right. Awesome.
How's everybody doing?
I
Um,
am 6 feet tall. I am great.
Good.
I'm
Good.
shook.
Shook.
Yeah.
No. Shake it off.
Mm.
Right? Shake it off.
That purple is pretty.
Thank you. It is storming like crazy here. I hope I don't get kicked off.
Oh, it must have just left here. I mean, it left here and went to you.
Yeah, it's coming down.
Yeah, it
Well,
was here about 2 hours ago.
Ugh. Hi, Director Joyner. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
Doing well. Thank you for joining us.
well, the weather is beautiful where I am. It's gorgeous.
Anissa, that was a mistake. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that.
Sure.
Where are you, Celestine?
I am in Richmond, Virginia, visiting with my grandbabies,
Oh.
Oh,
and
lovely.
I am in heaven. I'm tired, but I'm gonna be good tomorrow morning.
Okay, so
Good.
we have a few more minutes because I was thinking it'd be about 9:40 and we're here a little early. So I've got another wave of people who are coming in shortly. So just so you know.
Fantastic.
We just catching up.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just a few more minutes. It's 9:33 Eastern Standard Time, so it won't be too much longer. Hope everyone had a great day.
Absolutely.
Good.
How was your day, Kat?
It was busy. They're actually doing work in front of my house, and they're digging, connecting all of the redoing the gas pipes. And so it's very noisy.
Mhm.
So it was, I have a 2-year-old here. Hi, Tammy, how are you? So I have a 2-year-old here. So it was, interesting.
Sure, never a dull moment.
Never, never, never. Welcome, Galaxy Note 9. Who are you? Please identify yourself.
Renee Crawford.
Hi, Renee.
Hi, sweetie. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Absolutely wonderful.
Good. We are going to be getting started here in about 5 minutes. We still have people coming in. There's another wave of teammates coming in, so we're going to be getting started here soon.
Hello, Kat Hines and family. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
Doing good.
That's
Fantastic.
good. Awesome.
All right. Continue to pop in here. That's what I like to see. All right.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening, Director Myrix.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Thank you.
Good.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Sherelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. We're going to be getting started in about 4 minutes, everyone. People are pouring into the waiting room now, so we're just getting everyone in here, and then we are going to get started. Thank you so much for your patience and your time this evening. Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. The team is pouring on in here. I love it.
Hello.
We have about 3 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be getting started here really soon. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you so much for your patience.
That tastes good.
We have about 2 minutes left, and we're going to go ahead on and proceed. We appreciate your time tonight. Thank you so much for taking the time to hop on this Zoom with us. All right. All right, so we are going to go ahead on and get started. I am Kat Hines out of Cleveland, Ohio. I'm going to move myself right on out of the way and bring up one of our favorite people. You know her, you love her, out of Atlanta, Georgia. She is a founding 3-star director who has helped hundreds of families start their journey to financial freedom. She is a top income earner wearing that sapphire ring, indicating earnings of over $100,000 annually. She's a wife and a mom, has 100% of the facts, loves to have fun, and loves to help people. Director Joy Dawkins, how are you this evening? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Hold on. There you go.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kat Hines. I appreciate you so very much. You are extremely modest. You, of course, are a goal builder in the company. All of us are goal builders, but you've also achieved 2020 status. So that's a really big deal. Close to director in training, headed that way, traveling, doing it all, building your team all over the country, taking advantage of those travel agent perks that have me so jealous of just last week. So thank you so much for everything that you do. And I think that gives us enough time. Everyone is here. Thank you. First of all, I want to congratulate all of you because you're all goal builders or above. And the goal builders that are here, this is your class and this is your year. I do want some participation back from you. If you're a goal builder right now, and I know we have some that just hit goal builder and some that are directors in training. So you're very close to directorship. But if directorship is your goal for 2020, I do need you to type it in the chat box that you have 6 months. We're halfway through the year. And if that is your goal for this year, if you are going to be a 2020 director, please put that in the chat box. And thank you. Just type it in. And you can mute out right now if you will. Yeah, thank you. I think that was somebody just coming on. So just kind of type that in. I want to know where we are. And I also want you to see your classmates because they will also be your partners, accountability partners. I know we have people who are racing during this 40-40 period. There's a 40-40 period going on. Everyone has something going on right now to get it done. And if you can compress time frames, this is definitely the time to make that happen. So I just wanted to know and make sure that everyone here is on track for a directorship because we want to make sure you get everything you need from that. Let's see, I did jot down my notes because I want to be very succinct tonight. And okay, so this part right here, I'm not going to be teaching, but I am going to highlight some of the things that you need to be doing as a goal builder headed to directorship, because you know you act like a director before you're a director. You have to do the work of a director before you become a director. So I'm going to highlight some of these things. And if I mention it and you don't do it, you either don't know how, you're unsure about what I'm talking about, or you're just not quite skilled with it, write it down, jot it down, because your assignment is going to go back with your coach, and that's what you need to work on, or that's what we need to help you with. Because all of the directors, as you can see, everything is Zoom now. You don't have a choice. And you need to get very proficient at Zoom. You need to know how to host a Zoom. You need to know how to do screen share. You need to know how to do your testimonies. You need to know how to do the video. If you are playing the video for your presentations, you need to know how to do that. If any of those things right there that I mentioned, you don't know how to do, or you're not good at it, write it down. If you're not practicing your testimony and you're not saying it on some of these different launches that we're doing, because everyone is doing launches, you're in different groups, we're doing launches and people are participating, people are hosting, you know, just learning that process so that they can launch someone else. So if you can't do something, or you're not sure about it, you want to brush up on it, let's say that, then write that down. Okay, some of the things, as I mentioned, that you also need to know how to do the screen sharing. So if you're giving the PowerPoint, the condensed PowerPoint, if you don't have the PowerPoint on your computer, you need to download that tonight. Every goal builder should have it so that they can do a presentation at any time. That being said, every goal builder should have their own Zoom account. Now, you don't have to do the paid one. The free one is just fine. You just have to know how to work it. The free one will allow you 40 minutes with a group. And after that, it'll cut you off. But if you're doing a one-on-one and you're talking to someone, it's indefinite. So you can kind of navigate. I have someone who she uses hers, she does the presentation, and then at the end, she'll text me. Well, she lets me know ahead of time, first of all, so it's planned. But she'll text me, and then I come on at the end. So even though she's been on for an hour, that 40 minutes doesn't seem to kick in right then. So I can come in at that time. So it's ways of playing around it. Or if not, you can go ahead. I think it's only like $15 a month or something like that. But every goal builder should have their own Zoom right now. So if you don't do that, if you don't have that, put that on your list. You also want to make sure you know how to pass the control. Meaning if you're giving the remote control to somebody else, so anything Zoom, you should know how to operate. And if you don't, please let us know. We want you to be prepared. Yeah, so write that down if you're missing on any of that. Communication. Okay. When I first got started, we didn't have all this fancy stuff. We had text message. And we didn't have flyers like this. I mean, years ago, really, even before Planet Marketing. And what would happen is I would get a text message from my sponsor or my leader, and then I would send it out to my team. And then they would send it out to their team. And they would send it out to their team. And that way, we got the message out really, really quickly. And I don't think we're doing a lot of that right now. We have so many ways of communicating that sometimes they talk to each other, sometimes they don't. So please know that that telephone tree, it does work, especially when you want to get a message out really, really quickly. As you move up in rank, and you get to director in training, or you get to director, sometimes we have these emergency calls and you have a few minutes to get on the call. Well, you also have a few minutes to communicate to your team. So structure your phone, your text message, whatever, that you can get messages out quickly to your team and train them to also send it out as well. So then that way, everybody's in the loop. So that's my thoughts on the communication. Also, I think I finished on the team call, and I did talk about leveraging a lot of the events. Right now, we have got so many Zooms. So understand, if you have a prospect, you can get them on a one-on-one, you can get them on an intimate setting, or you can get them on one that has 300 people on it. But you need to know which ones are happening when and leverage those. And understand, you might take someone from a little one and say, you know what, the next night on Tuesday at 8, Damian Goins and Jay Stewart are going to be doing a Zoom. And you can put them on that one. It's a different flair, right? It's a different style. It's a different, it's a different style. The information is the same, but it's another exposure for people. So just make sure that you know what you can invite people to, and that you can, share that with your team. Now, I will caution you, as goal builders, you guys are more plugged in, right? And you are looking for directorship. So your very first person, you don't want to overwhelm them with all of this. Make sure you kind of give them food like they're babies, not treat them like babies, but I'm just saying, don't overwhelm them. And then if they say, yes, give me more, then please up it, but just be cautious of that you're not overwhelming people. And because they have lives, they started this part-time, most likely they started this part-time. So just be conscious of that as you are disseminating the information and what we have, although you want to make sure they are on enough to be plugged in. Let me see. Okay, down here. Okay, let's talk about the Facebook groups. So we have several different Facebook groups. You should all be a part of one of these. Team Chosen, Team International, the Gladiators, or We Are the League, or where's my last one? One Dream Motivated. I'm messing it up. Kat, help me.
Team One Dream of Motivated Leaders.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So we all have different groups with that, but it is, you want to create energy in your groups. As new people are coming on board, as you are informing others who may be not as plugged in, you want to make sure you have constant information, constant energy coming in, as well as with our ATM groups. We have the Beaches and Banks, and we also have another version of the Gladiators. So you need an ATM where you can put prospects that aren't ready yet. They told you no, not really no, but not now, but you want to keep them in the loop. They're interested. They're interested. So you want to leverage that, but you also want to keep the energy. And while I have you, let me add with the one on the Beaches and Banks, when you are posting, and y'all have done a great job of this, but when you're posting, make sure you keep it to 5 pictures or less. If you have so many great pictures, you know, you can use some of them for your public page or whatever, but select the best and then keep it narrowed down to that. And just kind of share that with your team as well. I know I've reached out to a few and said, hey, these are great pictures. Can we cut some of them down? You know, we don't need a book. But it also works because when they first look at it, you see all those pictures and at one without having to go even further into it. So take advantage of it, but you know, post, comment, like, and even in the team pages, comment so there's energy flowing as people see it. You know, it doesn't need to be like one post and then a week later, team call, you know. So just be aware, and all of you can post in that. I believe all of those settings are free for you to post. So yeah, and if you have some questions about that, let me know. Let me know. And let's see. All right. The last part of this that I have in my notes that I wanted to make sure I talked about was duplication. You hear this, you've heard this, but it is important to make everything you do duplicatable. You want people to come on board and say, I can do that. It's simple. If it is too perfect, if it is too pristine, people don't want to do it. They don't want to try it. They think that they can't. And so that's why I'm really excited about a lot of these individual launches, and people who I hadn't heard testimonies for years are now doing testimonies. And they might not be perfect, but they're getting better. And more importantly, the people are responding to that. The people are saying, that's simple, I can do that. And that's what you want. You don't want to be, you know, if you're the gymnast and you can do gymnastics, wonderful, but nobody else can do that. So that's not going to help you. That's not going to serve you. Keep it basic and simple. And that's why, like, even with the communication, the telephone tree, that works really well. Everybody understands that. Just forward this message on, forward on the message. And it's very simple. I know we've got lots of flyers and all that, but don't hold up a launch because you don't have a flyer. You can just text the information and send it to them and let them show up. So just don't get too caught up in that. I mean, I love flyers as much as the next person, I really do. And they're great and people get excited over them, but don't let that hinder you. Oh, I didn't get a flyer, so I need to reschedule my launch. All right, let me look through here, make sure. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much what I have for tonight over my notes. And I want to, Kat, I do want to bring you back with me, please. And first of all, obviously, if there are any questions or clarifications on anything that I said, and of course, my directors, I do want to hear from you briefly before we sign off. So go ahead and get your thoughts together on that too. But any questions I can answer right away. And I see, I'm looking at the chat now. So, okay, we've got some directorship. Okay. All right, great. So, and I see your comments on here too. These comments won't save. So like Celeste, where you put what you need to practice, that needs to be a message to me because this is going to disappear when well, I guess it'll be on the recording, but I'm not going to go back to find that. I want you to, if you have stuff you need to work on, text your success coach, let them know. And they'll make sure that you know what it is. And I mean, I probably will be doing, based on the feedback that I get, I'll probably be doing another Zoom tutorial class too. So, okay. Kat, do you see any? Okay, great, thank you.
Questions? I don't see any questions in the chat.
Okay, all right, well, anyone, you can unmute now. You can unmute if you like. My headed director bound people. Okay.
Hello, Director Joy.
Yes,
Dr.
thank you, thank you. I don't know what the silence means. I don't know. Is that good? Is that not good? I don't know. Go ahead, Sherelle, go.
How are you?
Great.
I was going to ask you, can you give an example of, I know everybody's kind of different as far as when you bring on your new partners, an example of kind of how much you share with your people when they first start, as far as like a cutoff of someone that may be overwhelmed easily, like, you know, besides the plug-in numbers, I'm sure, you know, on the Facebook groups, like how much do you actually share with your people?
Okay, awesome. And I am so glad you asked that because I did want to talk about orientation and I forgot to write it down. And I said I was going to write it down and I didn't. So I'm really thrilled that you said that. But I'm going to answer your question first. I honestly, I have my own PowerPoint that I actually do with a one-on-one with people. But it does kind of depend on the person. Sometimes it is just as simple as showing them their back offices and going and saying, okay, log in here, take a look here. This is your IntelliTravel. You need to do the IntelliTravel University first because there's some passwords and access that you're not going to get until you complete this. So that's kind of important. We'll highlight and touch on, you know, whatever in IntelliTravel, definitely talking to them about registering their bookings. That is a big deal. We had a teammate who, okay, let me finish this up. The reason it's important for them to be familiar with that, just recently I had a teammate who went to reactivate on the credit hold. And when you log in, of course, it says you can choose the back amount or you can choose the $39.95. So she thought she chose the $39.95 and she ended up with an $800 and something charge on her card because she hit the wrong button. Now, of course, IntelliTravel, you know, refunded or whatever, but this is a very stressful experience, as you can imagine. So it's important to show people, you know, what's back there. The highlight, this is your account. This is how you update things. This is how you get in contact with IntelliTravel. And then, of course, the Planet Marketing side. I like to highlight that as well. And then, of course, I do have a PowerPoint that I use that talks about that. And it also talks about the mindset and gives them an idea on that. You can also see a recording of that at www.letsmakeagreatstart.com. And, but I think what is most important is that you take the time to go through it with them. They have partnered with you. And even if you're like, oh, well, I don't do it as well as my director. No, remember, you're a director. You're just working on it. So whatever you can do is more than they can do by themselves. Take that time, use that time to bond, use that time to build the dream, you know, and really hone in on, hey, this is what you have. So that being said, yeah, my thoughts on that was that's another thing that you need to be doing. If you're not doing something, or you're working with your director and they have a system for you, you need to be versed on whatever system they're using, or that you're doing it yourself. So that they're getting what they need, because I think they did a study like the first year Planet Marketing was in business, first or second year, and Andy was in charge of it. And when people would cancel, he actually, believe this or not, he actually answered the phone. There's like a number you could call, and he would ask them, if you don't mind me asking, you know, why did you cancel? Did you know you had this and that kind of thing? And what he found out was, I mean, it was upwards of 80% had never logged into their back office. So, you know, think about your retention. Show them their back office. Great question. Okay, who's next? All right. Okay, well, directors, I definitely want to open up. I see one star Miss Sandy Myricks is here. And of course, one star, I call him 2-star, Mr. Dorian Joyner. I saw Tammy earlier, but I don't see her now. And Director, 2-star Founding Director Rome. Please, anything you'd like to add?
Director Dawkins, this is Sandy Myricks. Just really quick, I'm just going to add to what you've already said. This was a really good Zoom, a good reminder, a good motivating start, push. But I wanted to go back to something that I heard, I think it was yesterday or day before, it must have been Wednesday. It was the Wednesday training call, something that Director Eileen Ross said. She called it her 3 C's, that constant, consistent communication. And that's really what you've said to start that off with, is that getting started piece, but then that other piece is that constant, consistent communication. Don't let time go by when you're launching somebody where you have not spoken to them. Because if you haven't spoken to them and they haven't spoken to you, we all know what that means. So I just wanted to throw that out there and say, just touch somebody. And we've got so many different ways with which to touch. And if you talk to your partner or your new person or your whatever, and find out what's the best way which way do you like to be communicated with? I like to be communicated in this way, and that way we can set that up and we're good to go. So I just wanted to remind folks those 3 C's, because that really hit me. Constant, consistent communication. Thank you.
Excellent. And of course, she's talking about our Wednesday corporate training, which you should be on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or it's at www.planetmarketingleaders.com for all the replays. All right. Mr. Joyner, anything? Are you with? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
It was really good, and I mean, what you said, the whole thing is always staying in contact, and that was good what Sandy said about what Eileen said. You have to remember, I always tell people, my sponsor, even though she wasn't a recruiter, I call her the best sponsor in the world, because she got me everything that I needed to make this business work for myself. And so she always asked, what do you need? She always guided me to the next step. And so when you want to know how much information that you should be giving somebody, people will yell, they will say, ouch, if it's too much. And that's when you separate it out. So you might have a plan to give them this much. And then you notice you'll notice certain things, like your goal builders becoming directors. And so some of the things you need to start learning is body language and learning that part of communication, so you can see when somebody's tired or when something, and so you know when to scale things back. And so it's not a cut and dry for necessarily everybody you're doing. And so, but the biggest thing you always just want to do is be the best sponsor you could be, and whatever that is for you. And as long as you know you're giving them the best that you can give them, then that's it. You can't judge anything else. Just be the best sponsor you could be.
Awesome. I love it. That's good. All right. And Miss Anderson, I see you are back with us. Tammy Anderson. Anything you wanted to share? I was opening up for all of the one-star directors. So
much, Ms. Dawkins. Can you hear me okay?
yes, I do.
What I would say for the people, I saw some individuals who posted they wanted to become director, and this may have been talked about when I had a call that came through. But the most important thing, everything that has been said, of course, is your foundation. But I found that my friends who are directors, or I have friends who are still trying to hit directorship, one of the biggest challenges is finding that momentum, but really knowing how to get there. It's getting to 100, everyone knows that. But I just think one of the most important things and critical things I think people should definitely have on your vision board, in your car, everywhere you go, to remember that your number one goal and everything that people are telling you is to get momentum behind your activities. Because if you never get momentum, you'll get to 45, then you'll go down to 35. You'll get to 75, then you'll go back down to 55. So I just find that that's the nugget that I would contribute tonight, to really focus on and study how to get momentum. As I hear them say a lot, the big mo, it's just everything to your business. And so, that's something I think as a goal builder is so critical. And I see so many people get frustrated because they've been trying to go at it 3 years and longer, but they never get momentum behind what they do. So if you're a brand new goal builder and you just hit it, if your group is running, no matter how many people that is for you, keep going. And you can bypass people who have been kind of getting 1 or 2 every few months just by getting momentum. So I want to just encourage the people on this line to go in that direction.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. The big mo. All right. And lastly, 2-star founding director, Los Angeles, California.
Thank you. Director Anderson was speaking on what I was speaking on, so I'll segue on that. It is exciting when you have people coming together, 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, and they're all moving together. And it's very exciting right now. I know we have different directors with all part of your organization. And while we may be doing some things slightly different, we all have groups of people who are moving forward at the same time. And like you, it's so exciting. We have a group that is growing to about 24 now, from people who started 2 days ago to people who are seasoned, and they get it, and they are coming together, being accountable, to learn, to practice, to go into internship, and to learn how to duplicate, because that is exactly what Director Anderson said. We all made it to director. I'm speaking for us all. We made it to goal builder on our own efforts, but it's through teaming that you get to the next levels. It's through teaming with leadership and duplication that you go from 1-star to 2-star to 5-star. And when you don't have that, you have to just keep looking, because there are plenty of people out there who are also looking. And the other thing that I would encourage is that we all look back into our organization, whether we have 9 or 500 or 1,000, because there are people who, if we take the time to go look back, who are probably hungry, or maybe they didn't think that they could back then, or their sponsor left, or any number of reasons. So I would encourage everybody to mine their organization, and then run with the people who are hungry and who want to get it. And we have it right about now. Very excited for all of our organizations. That's it.
All right, that's great. That's good stuff. All right, well, that is actually all I have. I will go. Did that trigger anything we need to address before we sign off? Questions or anything? All right, well, that's what I had. And for my directors, if you would just kind of stay on, we're gonna do our call on this Zoom since we're already here. But I wanna thank all of the goal builders for being on. I want to congratulate you on your directorship. I want you to take a look at where you need to shore up your skills, and let's do that. Let's do that, because you all should be walking around like you're directors. Your numbers just haven't caught up with you yet, but someone should say, oh yeah, director, right? So one of Kat's, would you tell that story really quickly? This is the last thing, but this is really special. Go ahead. You know what I'm talking about, the gentleman?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I had a newer partner who was getting on the thought he was getting on the inspirational morning vitamin, but he was actually on that afternoon, the one before our morning vitamin call, the afternoon one for the UK. And he ended up on the line with just Mr. Bradley and himself. And Mr. Bradley said, hey, it's just, you and I on here. Who are you? And he told him who he was and where he was from. And Mr. Bradley asked him 2 questions. And he said, why did you join Planet Marketing and who is your director? Well, he told him why he started Planet Marketing. And then he said, Kat Hines is my director from Cleveland. I said, oh, you told him that? I said, well, I'll receive it, but I'm not yet, but I'm on my way.
And now he's watching your numbers. You're in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. But still, my point in that is you're a director. You need to think like you're a director. You need to act like you're a director while you're working for the numbers to catch up. Thank you so much for spending some time this evening, additional time. We are all here to help to get you to your goals, and it's really a privilege. I love this team. Thank you. Have a great evening. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Directors, hang tight. Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, that's us. Okay. Okay, if you can show the screen, please do. I'm looking at all these pictures. Okay. Thank you. And you can unmute now too. It won't be a lot of, wonderful. Okay, all right, great. Thank you, I appreciate that. I was initially going to do this as a call, and then this morning I woke up, I was like, no, this needs to be a Zoom because I need to look at you. And so definitely want to pull together this goal builder team, so powerful. And I wanted them to also see each other so that, build that camaraderie there. I had a couple of people reach out to me and they're like, oh, I need an accountability partner. Who do you think? But they didn't know anyone. They're like, oh, I only know the people in my group. So that is the other idea. So I want to bring them together, just really like once a month, nothing too stressful. And just, track that and help that. Not long, just touching bases, seeing where they need to be, what they need, because y'all are doing a fantastic job. I don't want to do that. I just want to, y'all go back and tell them what you can't do, that kind of thing. But I appreciate you very much. And I definitely want some feedback. And I also need to know how I can better serve you as well.
Well, this is Sandy again, so I'm jumping in. Hi, Tanya Speedway Roan. I like the idea of it because it is a way to boost synergy, a way to boost community, and to see the ones that are actually moving for directorship and those that continue to get on the call for another reason. So I like that piece of it, and I think it's a what do you call it? A stoke in the wheel. What do they call that? When you have the wheel and all the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you do.
Yeah, fire burning, going.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Thank you.
Got
Thanks
it.
for the help.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We need that. And especially when you're working hard and especially when you're running, you still need to know that there's that camaraderie and you're not by yourself, other than you're just your coach or your director. So I think that's powerful.
Yeah. And plus, I'm crystal clear that we're going to be doing this for a while. Like, we've canceled convention. We're, so we don't have that big to bill for. And so we're going to have to rely on the technology and create some other things around it too. So, yeah. Yeah.
Agree.
Okay. Tammy, are you unmuted? Was that you?
Oh, actually, I guess that was me. I said agreed. I thought it was incredibly interesting. I text one of you too, about how interesting. After people started saying they wanted to be a director, 2 people popped up that I'm like, what? So one of the goal builders been incommunicado for forever. Actually, both of them, but both of them, they saw other peers, people they grew up with, saying that, oh, this is me this year, and suddenly they popped up, I'm planning on director 2020. Okay, so we'll see. That's always good. And I'm actually kind of pretty excited about the people who have chosen to step up. It's an interesting blend. It's not the people that I would have thought would have continued to be growing, and it has new blood, which is what we always say. The people who got you wherever are not going to be the ones that get you, and you need new blood. So it just reinforces all of that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, what I like to say, hello everybody,
Hello.
is definitely, Miss Joy Dawkins, hat off to you just for all that you have done to serve, and as well to Sandy, Tanda Seasway, as well as Dorian. Definitely people got different things they go through in life and different things going on, but how you guys continue to stay in the midst of a pandemic and helping the teams in the organization is just definitely much gratitude in my heart to each of you for how you continue to serve when everybody's going through just so many different things. So I just wanted to say thank you for all that you ladies and gentlemen do for not just your individual, but for the entire planet, and specifically for my group, keeping everybody connected and things of that nature is definitely greatly appreciated and acknowledged. So I wanted to just say that in terms of answering your question of what you can do to serve. I mean, it's been going phenomenal from what I can see. So I wanted to just say thank you.
Okay. All right. I received that. Thank you. All right. Mr. Joyner.
I really don't have nothing to add. I think it's a good thing. Like you said, for the peers, and this would be that intermediate group that leads up to Cedric's group.
Right.
As far as that 70 and above group.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Awesome. 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 All right. Well, I won't hold you. That's it, y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's all I have. Until next time. Have a great night.
Well, y'all have a good one.
All right.
Good night.
See ya.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, are you still here?
I'm still here. I have learned to like put on my screen, then people will leave. If they can still see you talking,
Oh,
I put
okay.
on my screen, but I usually don't stay. I'm here.
Oh, no, I was trying to find my button to leave meeting, and then I
Oh.
said, oh, she's still here. And then so I was kind of texting you. So again, I'm not volunteering any of those two or anything like that. But I hear you still doing a lot of I'm going to. You've got Dorian and Sandra who are Zoom technicians. I don't know what they do on that other. Why can't they do a Zoom training?
They can. They can.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'm just saying, you seem to, a
I
lot of
mean,
times
I have one already, but
you
I mean,
won,
that's
you
it.
won. No, you don't have to, but I'm just saying, as you're pulling things together, I would just
I have a
encourage
habit
you.
of saying I.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
gonna do a Zoom based on
So I
what you
should
all.
say, I need to change it to we. And then, you know, I mean, it might be me, or it might be you, or it might be, okay. Okay, got it.
For people to volunteer, and it just reminded me, it's not like Shedrick at all, but no, it's not like that at all. But you know, we were talking before about how people don't want to volunteer,
Mhm.
but so, and I think people are giving you space because you the heifer, as in JEFA, as in JEFA.
I know,
not
Spanish,
not
you
in,
speak in Spanish.
not in,
LFA.
yeah, not in Cal. But yeah, just in finding, you know, different things. So yeah, that's all.
Okay,
Because
no, I
like I
received
said,
that, that's
they
it.
they
And,
they
and,
might
and,
not
and
appreciate me saying that, and I know you know,
no,
because
but I do need to, you're just saying change the language. I might do it or I might not. I mean, meaning it might
Yeah.
physically be me, but the point is I'm too much, I'm gonna do. It needs to be.
and you said that was part of your
It is.
coaching, and that's all of us, that we are managers.
Right.
Good God. Sandra and I were having that conversation because I said, you know what, Sandra? I'm just let them fall down. They ain't gonna drown. It's not gonna be irrevocable. It's not, because Sandra said, well, they're not direct Gold Village or whatever, or having to do their own call. I said, sheesh, yeah, we're gonna come in and do the close. So if you feel that some people you need to say the whole thing on and give feedback, fine. But for the most part, these are their people they're inviting.
Yeah,
You know,
it works. I mean, yeah, we've
no,
done
I'm
that.
just saying that's
Yeah.
how we were having the conversation about,
Yeah.
geez, they gonna have to learn. We had to learn. We had to learn, and we still learning stuff. So I've had some experiences, even recently. Oh my God. So, all right.
Okay. All righty. Cool.
Good.
All righty. See ya.
Now for real, I'm gone. Bye.
Me too.